Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our channel, U.S. Immigration. We hope you're doing great. In this video, we're going to talk about IC raid turned Chicago kids Halloween into nightmare, the shocking truth behind the crackdown. So, without any further delay, let's jump into the video. Imagine this. It's a crisp fall morning in Chicago. Families are decking out their kids in superhero capes and witch hats for a beloved neighborhood Halloween parade. Laughter fills the air until unmarked SUVs screech up. Federal agents swarm the street, and tear gas explodes, sending children screaming and coughing. This isn't a horror movie. This is what happened on October 25th, 2025, in Old Irving Park, Chicago. 3 arrests, including U.S. citizens. 1 man left with broken ribs, and a community left traumatized. Today, we're diving deep into this incident, part of a broader U.S. immigration enforcement push to uncover the facts, the fallout, and what it means for families across America. Stick around and hit that subscribe button if you care about stories that hit close to home. Let's get into it. Background: the U.S. immigration crackdown. To understand this chaos, we need context. Since early 2025, the U.S. has ramped up immigration enforcement under Operation Midway Blitz and Operation at large joint efforts by IC and Border Patrol targeting undocumented individuals in urban areas. Officials say it's about public safety, arresting murderers, rapists, abusers, and gang members. But critics argue it's sowing fear in immigrant-heavy neighborhoods with tactics like unmarked vehicles and surprise raids violating local protections. This Chicago incident marks the 4th straight day of aggressive actions in the area. Pepper spray in Cicero on Wednesday, tear gas near Mall and Little Village on Thursday, even breaching a judge's order, and more in Lakeview on Friday. It's left residents on edge, especially with Halloween approaching. The incident, what went down. Here's how it unfolded, minute by minute, based on eyewitness accounts and court filings. Around 9:45 a.m., federal agents in plainclothes and tactical gear rolled up in unmarked SUVs to Kildare Avenue and Gray Street, a quiet block buzzing with parade prep. Neighbors spotted them in blue whistles, a community alert system for potential raids. What sparked the chase? Agents targeted 35-year-old Luis Villegas, a local construction worker and U.S. citizen, tackling him into a front yard as he reportedly fled. As neighbors, many in pajamas, rushing to help gather to film and question the agents, tensions boiled over. By 9:55 a.m., agents deployed tear gas without clear warning. 1 canister even caught fire, forcing a bystander to douse it with water. Smoke filled the air, burning eyes and throats just blocks from the parade route. In the melee, a 67-year-old woman was knocked to the ground by masked agents. A woman on a bike was arrested for impeding officers. And a 70-year-old man, a U.S. citizen prepping for a marathon, was tackled and detained, later released with injuries, including 6 broken ribs and internal bleeding, according to his running club. 3 arrests total that morning, 2 of them U.S. citizens. Agents cleared out by 10 a.m., but the damage was done. The kids' parade was canceled on the spot. Community impact and reactions. The human toll? Heartbreaking. Parents shielded coughing kids in costumes. 1 resident later telling ABC7, "You're scaring our children to death." Unbelievable. Never thought this would happen in my neighborhood. The Old Irving Park Association's annual event, a tradition for local families, was scrapped, leaving dozens of disappointed children. On social media, outrage poured in. 1 ex-user shared, "So IC raided a Halloween parade in Chicago. Kids in costumes." Another posted a video clip, calling it a stark reminder of enforcement run amok. Rapid responders, community volunteers who monitor raids were on scene, but even they couldn't prevent the panic. State Representative Lindsay LaPointe captured the sentiment. These actions are harmful, traumatic, illegal, and uncalled for. Eyewitness James Hotchkiss described the scene. "I saw someone pour water on a gas canister that was on fire. My eyes were burning." It's not just fear, it's erosion of trust. Families in this diverse neighborhood, home to many Latino residents, now second-guess everyday routines like walking to school or hosting block parties. Official responses and legal fallout. Officials are divided. DHS Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin defended the agents. our officers are facing a 1,000% increase in assaults. You would not stop us or slow us down. They claimed the crowd boxing the team and ignored warnings, justifying riot control measures. But witnesses and attorneys dispute this no violence from residents, and agents lacked visible IDs, violating a temporary restraining order. Legally, it's heating up. U.S. District Judge Sarah Ellis ordered Border Patrol Commander Greg Bovino to testify daily on the unjustified tear gas use. The Chicago Headline Club sued over excessive force on journalists and bystanders, and the DW Running Club supporting their injured member urged, "It's terrifying and it has to stop. We must keep sharing these stories." Broader implications and conclusion. This isn't isolated, it's a flashpoint in America's immigration debate. Proponents say strict enforcement protects citizens. Opponents highlight the collateral damage to families, including U.S.-born kids and legal residents. As one attorney put in court filings, residents were not doing anything threatening. This experience was terrifying. U.S. citizen, 67, has ribs broken by Border Patrol agents after being dragged out of car while driving home into street they blocked off. Shocking video shows a chaotic scene on a quiet Chicago street as Border Patrol agents in tactical gear drag a 67-year-old man from his car while children in Halloween costumes look on in horror. According to his running club, the man, who is a U.S. citizen, was returning from a team run when agents pulled him out of his vehicle, tackled him to ground, and kneeled on top of him, allegedly breaking 6 ribs and causing internal bleeding. The incident unfolded Saturday in the city's Old Irving Park neighborhood, where residents say the agents disrupted a children's Halloween parade amid an immigration enforcement operation. In a statement shared on Instagram, the Chicago-based DW Running Club identified the victim as one of their athletes, although it did not name him. One of our athletes was on his way home from a team-long run yesterday, and as he turned onto his block, found that Border Control had the road blocked. The club wrote, "The agents threatened to break his window if he didn't move his car. Before he could act, they pulled him out of his car, knelt on his back, and subdued him, though he never resisted. They broke 6 of his ribs and caused internal bleeding." The club condemned the incident, saying, "This really is happening in our country with frightening frequency. It's terrifying and has to stop. We must keep sharing these stories, calling out these injustices, and standing up for those who can't stand up for themselves." Since the incident, the group said it had seen an outpouring of support. The outpouring of messages and support the past 24 hours has been overwhelming and heartwarming. "It's given us some hope that light can shine through the dark," the post said. "For those concerned about our athlete, thank you. He is doing as well as can be expected." The violent clash, captured on multiple cell phones, has reignited outrage over the tactics of federal immigration agents operating in residential areas to enact Donald Trump's stated policy of rounding up and deporting illegal immigrants. It came during a broader immigration raid in Old Irving Park, where residents say federal agents deployed tear gas without warning as families gathered for neighborhood's Halloween parade. According to ABC News, more video clips showed agents tackling and arresting several people, including U.S. citizens, outside homes decorated for Halloween. In one clip, a man identified as Carlos Rodriguez can be heard yelling, "You're scaring our children to death." Unbelievable. Never thought this would happen in my neighborhood. Scaring our children to death, thinking this is a cool thing to do, Rodriguez said in the video. ABC News reported. Asked to comment on the incident, Tricia McLaughlin, Assistant Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security, released a statement to The Independent, addressing the operation but not the specific treatment of the 67-year-old man. On October 25, 2025, Border Patrol conducted an operation that resulted in the arrest of a criminal illegal alien from Mexico who has previously been arrested for assault. During the operations, Border Patrol agents were surrounded and boxed in by a group of agitators. Federal law enforcement issued multiple lawful commands and verbal warnings, all of which were ignored. During the operation, 2 U.S. citizens were arrested for assaulting and impeding a federal officer. To safely clear the area after multiple warnings and the crowd continuing to advance on them, Border Patrol had to deploy crowd control measures. Our officers are facing a 1,000% increase in assault against them as they put their lives on the line to arrest murderers, rapists, abusers, and gang members. Secretary Noem's message to the rioters is clear. You will not stop us or slow us down. ICE and our federal law enforcement partners will continue to enforce the law. And if you lay a hand on a law enforcement officer, you will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Court filings in a case brought by the Chicago Headline Club, a chapter of Society of Professional Journalists, and reviewed by The Independent, paint a different picture. Attorneys allege that on October 25th, mass CBP agents entered the 3700 block of Kildare in Old Irving Park and ruined what should have been an ordinary Saturday morning. Children were preparing for a parade. Neighbors were still in pajamas, with one woman outside with her hair wrapped in a towel, when agents began tackling residents, including one man approximately 70 years old. Witnesses said agents acted aggressively toward neighbors who appeared nonviolent. Agents allegedly deployed tear gas as they left the scene, without any audible warning, and wore no identification numbers. The filing says, according to Brian Cope, an attorney who supports law enforcement and represents them, residents were not doing anything threatening or violent. Neighbors were not touching agents or threatening them. While leaving the scene after making their arrests, and without any audible warning, agents deployed tear gas. One of the canisters caught on fire. The federal agents were masked and did not have any identification numbers. This experience was terrifying for residents. Attorneys to the plaintiffs say the agents violated a temporary restraining order issued by U.S. District Judge Sarah Ellis, which limits the use of aggressive tactics and requires body cameras during federal operations in Chicago. Ellis has ordered Border Patrol Commander Greg Bovino, who oversees Operation Midway Blitz, to appear before her every day this week following allegations that he personally deployed tear gas without justification last week and that his officers violently detained protesters and indiscriminately fired tear gas into neighborhoods. Bovino told ABC News that there are no sanctuaries in Chicago or anywhere else in the United States, and defended the use of tear gas as riot control measures after agents were allegedly attacked by rioters. Support local rapid response networks, demand transparency in raids, and amplify voices like those in Old Irving Park. If this story moved you, comment below and share. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe for more unbiased deep dives into stories that matter. Stay informed. Stay kind. See you next time